Okay, so I want to talk about something nobody explained to me when I was trying to fix my own credit. And honestly, if someone has sat me down and told me this one thing, my entire journey would have looked different. I used to believe that as long as I was paying my bill on time, my score would climb. That was my whole strategy. Pay on time, be patient, trust the process. My score barely moved month after month, and I couldn't figure out why. Because I was doing everything right, or so I thought. The problem was a factor called credit utilization, and nobody had told me it existed, what it means, or what I was supposed to do about it. Today, I'm going to fix that for you completely. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what utilization is, why the scoring model weighted so heavily, what your personal number should be, and the exact step to get there. This is the fastest lever you have to move your score. Let us get into it. If you are new here, welcome. I'm Therese. I run America Credit Care. I started this company because I lived through bad credit personally. Denials, rejection, feeling completely stuck. I know what that experience feels like from the inside, not just from a textbook. Everything I share here comes from that, plus years of experience working with real clients to help them rebuild. Let's go! Credit utilization is a percentage of your total available credit that you are currently using. That is the simple definition, but let me make it concrete because definition alone do not stick. Say you have one credit card with $1,000 credit limit. You have spent $600 on it this month. That means you are using 60% of your available credit. Your utilization rate is 60%. Now, imagine you have three cards. One has a $2,000 limit. Card 2 has a $3,000 limit. Card 3 has a $5,000 limit. Your total available credit is $10,000. If you have $3,000 in total balances spread around those cards, your utilization is 30%. Simple math. But the implications of that number are enormous. Here is why lender and the scoring model care so deeply about it. When a lender looks at your credit file, they are asking one fundamental question. Is this person responsible with the credit they already have? Because if they cannot manage what they already have, giving them more is a risk. High utilization tells the scoring model that you might be struggling financially, that you are relying heavily on borrowed money, that you might be one emergency away from missing payment. Lenders read that as risk, and risk translates to deny, higher interest rate, and low credit limit. Low utilization tells the opposite story. It says this person has access to credit and is choosing not to use most of it. They are in control. They are not dependent on borrowing money to function. That is the person every lender wants to say yes to. Credit utilization makes up 30% of your FICO score, making it the second most powerful factor behind payment history. Nearly a third of your entire score comes down to this one number. What makes utilization uniquely powerful compared to every other factors is speed. A late payment can follow you for 7 years, a bankruptcy for 10, but utilization has no memory. It resets every single month, the moment you pay the balance down. The score can reflect it in a very next reporting cycle. That is why this is always the first place I look when I review a client profile. Let me give you the exact breakdown because I see people getting this wrong constantly. Above 30%, your score is actively penalized every single month you stay here. This is the danger zone, and most people with stock credit score are living in it. Under 30%, this is the baseline. You stop the active damage here, but you are not yet in the optimized territory. Under 10%, this is where real score improvement begins. People with score in the 720 to the 780 range typically sit high here. 1% to 7%, this is the sweet spot. Not 0, not 30. This narrow range is where the scoring model rewards you most. Now I know exactly what you are thinking. Why not 0? If I'm not using the card at all, should that not be a perfect score? No. And this is one of the most important things I can tell you. 0 utilization is not rewarded the same way. 1 to 7% is. Here is why. The scoring model is designed to evaluate how you handle credit, not whether you avoid it. 0 utilization means you have credit available, but you're not using it at all. The scoring model cannot assess your behavior because there's no behavior to assess. it scores slightly below someone using a tiny amount responsibly. The goal is to demonstrate responsible credit usage, not credit avoidance. There is a real difference. The practical solution is simple. Put one small recurring charge on each card. A monthly subscription, utility bill, something you were already paying. Set autopay so it gets paid in full every month automatically. That 1 to 7% stay consistent so your score reflects it. Even people that know about utilization are often unknowingly doing things that keep their number high. Let me walk you through the one I see most often. Mistake number 1, only tracking overall utilization and ignoring individual cards. Your utilization is calculated in 2 ways in the same time. Your overall rate across all cards combined and your individual rate per card. Both matter, both affect your score. Here's the scenario. You have 2 cards. Card 1 has a $500 limit. Card 2 has a $10,000 limit. You max out card 1 completely, $500 on 500 credit limit. But card 2 has zero balance. Your overall utilization is only about 5% because of that large limit on card 2. It looks fine on paper, but card 1 is sitting at 100% utilization. That individual card is a red flag to the scoring model, regardless of how your overall credit utilization look like. I've seen clients stuck at score they could not understand why. And when we pulled their credit report, it was one max out card dragging everything else down. Even thought their overall numbers look reasonable. Every single card is evaluated individually. You cannot hide a max out card behind a high credit limit on another one. Mistake number 2, paying on the due date instead of before the statement close. This is the one that surprised almost everyone I explained it to. Let me walk you through exactly what happened. Your credit card has 2 dates that matter. The statement closing date, sometimes called the billing cycle end date, and the payment due date. Most people are very aware of the due date because that is what their bank reminds them about. Very few people think about the statement closing date. Here's a critical piece. Whatever balance is sitting on your account is the number that gets reported to the credit bureau. That reported balance is what they use to calculate your utilization for that month. So if you spend $900 on a $1,000 credit limit during the month and your statement closed on the 15th, your utilization is reported at 90% on the 15th. Even if you pay the entire balance in full on the 22nd before the due date. The report already went out at 90%. You pay in full and yet your score reflects near 90% utilization that month. The fix is to pay your balance down before the closing statement date, not the due date. Log into your card account and find out when your statement closed. Make your payment a few days before that date. The balance that gets reported will be low. Your utilization will be low and your score will reflect that. Most people have never heard this. Now you know it. Use it. Mistake number 3, closing all cards to simplify. People close cards because they want less complexity in their financial life. They are not using the card. Maybe there's a small annual fee. Closing it feels like clean financial hygiene. But here's what actually happened. When you close a credit card, you lose that card available limit from your total available credit. But here's what actually happened. When you close a credit card and when your total available credit drops, your utilization percentage automatically rises. Even if you have not spent a single dollar more than usual. I had a client that closed 2 old cards she was not using and could not understand why her score dropped 50 points within a month. When we look at her profile, those 2 cards had a combined limit of $8,000. Removing them pushed her credit utilization from 14% to over 40% overnight. She lost 50 points for doing something that felt responsible. Keep all cards open. If the annual fee is an issue, call and ask to downgrade it to a no-fee version. If there is no fee, just keep it open and use it occasionally for a small charge. That available limit is working for you every single day, even when you are not spending on the card. How to lower your utilization right now. Step number 1, map your current number precisely. Pull up every credit card account you have. For each one, write down the current balance and the credit limit. Divide balances by limit and multiply it by 100. That is the utilization percentage for that individual card. Then add up all your balances and all your limits and do the same percentage. That is your overall utilization. Now you have a real picture instead of a guess. Target the highest individual card first. Do not spread a payment theme across multiple cards. Take whatever you can pay and directly entirely at that card. At the card with the highest individual utilization rate. Getting one card from 90% under 30% will move your score faster than bringing 4 cards down a little each. Step number 3, request a credit limit increase. If paying the balance down is not immediately possible, you can improve your utilization by increasing the denominator. Same balance, higher limit, lower percentage. Most major credit issuers allow you to request a credit limit increase online or by phone. Before they proceed, ask whether they will do a soft pull or a hard inquiry. A soft pull costs you nothing. If they say hard pull, weight the small inquiry impact against the utilization benefit. In most cases, the utilization improvement is still worth it. One absolute rule here, do not use the new limit as permission to spend more. The entire point of this exercise is to lower your utilization percentage. Spending up to the new limit defeats that instantly. Step number 4, pay before your statement close. We covered this in the mistake section, but it deserves its own action step. Find out your statement closing date for every card you carry a balance on. Set a calendar reminder to make the payment several days before the date. What gets reported to the bureau is what matters most. And you have more control over that number than most people realize. Step number 5, spread future spending over multiple cards. Moving forward, do not concentrate all your monthly payment on one card. Spread it across 2 or 3 cards. This naturally keeps each individual card utilization low and prevent the single card problem we talked about earlier. How fast will your score actually move? I'm not going to give you unrealistic pictures. Here's an honest picture based on what I actually see working with real clients. Bringing utilization from 80% down to under 30%, a 20 to 60 point improvement is realistic within 1 to 2 billing cycles. Bringing overall utilization down from 30% to under 10%, expect an additional 15 to 35 point improvement over 1 to 2 more months. Reaching and holding a 1 to 7% sweet spot consistently for 90 days. This is where sustained meaningful score improvement compound. These are range, not guarantees, because your score is a composite of multiple factors. If you have a heavy negative item such as late payment, charge-off, collection, utilization improvement alone will not carry you to 750, but it will move the needle faster than almost anything else, and it does so without wasting time to pass or dispute to resolve. The people that see results the fastest are the ones who address utilization and on-time payment history at the same time. Utilization you can fix quickly. Payment history you build over time. Start both tracks immediately and let them compound together. That is exactly what America Credit Care is built for. Here is what happens when you book a section with us. We pull your full credit report. We go line by line through every item that is hurting you, every collection, every late payment, every charge-off, every inquiries that should not be there. And then we build you a personalized action plan, not template. Not something we copy and paste from another client. A strategy built specifically around what is on your report right now. We do not charge you anything upfront. The moment your membership activates, we start working. Most of our clients begin seeing real favorable results within 30 to 45 days. And we walk you through every step so you always know exactly what is happening with your credit and why. The link to book your strategy section is in the description below. It costs you nothing to find out exactly where you stand. If this video gives you value, drop a comment down below. Tell me one thing you learned today. I read every single one and I respond. I will see you in the next video.